Hello and welcome to the Young Side of Politics, episode 2. Today we will be talking about multiple issues in our economy, politics-wise, our president candidates, including Biden, and our vice president candidate, Kamala Harris. We are also going to talk about some things about Pence being a potential representative for the Republicans in 2024. And lastly, we will talk about the debates, a short review and how it affected the outcome of our presidential election in 4 days. This is Daniel Sobjov and the Young Side of Politics, episode 2. So let's start off about talking with Pence being a potential representative in 2024 for the Republicans. So, in my opinion, whether Donald Trump wins or loses the 2020 election, Mike Pence will be the either vice president for 2020 and the president for 2024, or at least the presidential candidate for 2024, or he will be the presidential candidate 2024, just not the vice president candidate in 2020. If he is the vice president in 2020, assuming Trump wins, we will see a lot of things that Pence can do, because this 4 years are going to be a lot more important for Pence than it is for Trump basically in the future elections. I really do not think that the Republicans at the current moment have someone better than Pence to run in 2024. And this is obviously assuming that Trump wins in 2020. If Trump does not win in 2020, there's a chance that he could run in 2024. I don't think that will happen, no matter who wins this election. But Pence is a very good, clear runner for the Republican Party. We obviously have Biden and Harris for the Democrats. We can also talk about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, them in 2024. So Biden, old, mentally ill, has early stage of dementia. No way in God he is running in 2024. Harris, on the other hand, is... let me tell you an interesting statistic. In 2019, Harris was a very big political superstar back then. Yes, I say back then because that's what it feels like. But when she dropped out of the race in December of presidency, and the Democrats let Biden be the representative, or they favored him as representative, 97% of Democrats, not just Democrats, not anything else, just 97% of Democrats wanted someone other than her to be the nominee for the Democrats as vice president. Why? Well, let's see. Her debating skills. It's horrible. Absolutely flippin' horrible. When you saw her and Pence arguing, Pence demolished her. He whooped her ass. But Harris she couldn't do anything. All she was doing was smirking. She was doing this BS about, oh, Mr. Vice President, I'm talking. And then she uses her feminism as her playing as a victim. She was not the victim. She had more time spoken than Mike Pence, as many statistics show. There are some statistics which she did have equal time, but it's also a very big possibility that she had more time. In the first debate, which was Trump and Biden, their first one, Trump clearly had more time talking. But in the third debate, or the second Trump-Biden debate, Trump had not as much as he did before. There are some reports that say they had a basically equal amount of time, kind of like the vice presidential debate. So we also definitely saw an improvement from Pence and the Republicans on what they were saying. We also saw we didn't really see an improvement, but Harris was horrible. She couldn't answer half of the questions. There was this bull crap about Donald Trump not answering a question about white supremacists. And apparently Democrats promote freedom of speech, basically. That, you know what, you have freedom of speech, you're allowed to say whatever you want, you're allowed to identify as whoever you want. Okay, well, let me put it to you this way. I'll put it to you, and you guys can judge if it's right or not. So basically, Harris, there are rumors that her parents are not American citizens, leading them to believe that Harris was not born in America, which means she would not be eligible to run for vice presidency or to be a vice president. So if we're about all this identifying thing and equality, I guess, why are we not letting people speak if we're all the same? I just use that as an example of Kamala Harris. But why aren't we letting Pence? Why isn't Kamala Harris letting Pence speak? When it's Pence's turn, then Pence will speak. I understand that Pence did have one little mishap where he carried a topic into the second. He carried his first topic into a second topic, which obviously is not really the best he could have done. But it's not derail his night, because the night went very well for Pence and the Republicans, and it did not go that well for Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and the Democrats. But that's not even the most important part. Kamala Harris was so bad. I'm not even joking when I say this. So bad that on Twitter, on Instagram, I saw Democrats saying to fire Kamala Harris. That's a lot, especially when you say that. You don't always see Republicans saying fire Pence, fire Trump. You don't see Democrats saying fire. I mean, you do now. You see Democrats saying fire Biden, fire Kamala Harris, because it's literally one of the worst case scenarios for Democrats. They picked horrible people. There's all this thing about Hunter Biden and his emails. Obviously, Hunter Biden is a big case as why Joe Biden might not get elected as president. And Hunter Biden is really he's bringing the Democrats down now. There are reports about him, his emails, Biden's laptop. I was trending on Twitter yesterday. BLM Biden's laptop matters. Yes, it's hilarious, I know. Yeah. So about that, yes. Also, Trump had some rallies today. I watched one of them, the one in Michigan. Watched a tiny bit of one in Wisconsin. He did very well. That's the sense of point, though. Yes, Kamala Harris, horrible debating Pence, and right now I'll say why Pence is missing in it. So when you look at Pence, and you look at how he was debating, obviously Pence was much more strategic at debating than Kamala Harris was. Kamala Harris played all offense, no defense. Played all offense and victim. She was literally portraying a victim. The acting there was horrific. But then when Pence got the floor to speak, he built off of Kamala Harris's mishaps or problems. What she said, what the Democrats were saying, he built off of it. He also this is something which made a lot of Democrats actually change their mind about Pence and Trump and their opinions on COVID. Because apparently Trump's the big bad orange man here, and he's a very big part of COVID infecting and killing 220,000 people. And that is the number that I at least have most recently heard of. Yes, anyways. So basically, Pence said that this cure, vaccine, whatever you want to call it, will be out in record time. Within a year. And to be fair, that is not, in some eyes, it's a long time. Because, yes, a year is a very long time. But it's also, in medical history, is not, it's actually a pretty short time. To develop a vaccine for a very rapidly spreading plague, virus, whatever you want to call it. Very good. Okay, let's move on. So, what I have been having with a problem recently, the debate moderators. So, let me explain my problem with debate moderators. The three debate moderators were Chris Wallace, Susan Page, and Kristen Welker. Basically, in my rank, I'd rank it from last to first. Best one was Kristen Welker. I think she was very non-biased towards these candidates. She did not show favor to anyone, while Susan Page, she was okay. It looked like she was showing some signs of bias to Biden at to Kamala Harris like a couple times. She did it once to Pence too, but overall she did do a pretty good job. Not as good as Kristen Welker. Kristen Welker did like a very good job, fabulous job. Then the last one was Chris Wallace. I did not really like him. He was very, very biased to Biden. All the questions were really, really predictable, and they were all in Biden's favor. So I mean, it's really something that was it was showed as if it was only good for the Democrats. There's nothing going against the Democrats, but there's a lot going against Republicans. But that's not really the most important part. So obviously, Trump administration won the 3 debates. They have definitely gained voters from this. They have not lost. I really don't think as much as Biden has lost. But honestly, it's what it is. It is what it is. Biden did really not that good in the 3rd debate. Kamala Harris did not do that good in the 2nd debate. The 1st debate wasn't that great for both sides. Although they both did make some good points for their sides. Now let's talk about it. So in the 1st debate, Biden and Trump very quickly did not get along at all. They were not being nice to each other. Being very very grumpy with each other. Were very angry with each other. It was just a mess. Really, Chris Wallace. I really feel bad for him, honestly. The 2nd debate, Pence whooped Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris used her feminism as, I guess you could say, victim. She was being a victim to Pence. She honestly was not a victim at all. Pence was being very calm and collected, trying to talk. And it was really stupid of Kamala Harris. There's clips where Mike Pence was, answering the question, and then there are clips where Kamala Harris is just laughing it off, smirking, as if it's all natural, it's all normal to her. It's not. This is one of the first times, and probably the last time, that Kamala Harris is going to be in a debate. She'll get interviewed, sure, but she's horrible. I'm just saying, she's really horrible. If they wanted to show equality by selecting a woman to be a vice president, she's the 2nd worst from Pelosi, who they could have picked. Speaking of Pelosi, just something very, very weird. There is a situation where Pelosi can become president. So, basically, the Electoral College has 538 votes, and it's distributed amongst all the states. So, in order to win the presidential election, you need to get 270 as the bare minimum, because that is the majority. But 538 is an even number. So, if each president gets 269, then the House of Representatives, the U.S. House of Representatives, has to break the tie. And I'm pretty sure there are 435 members in the U.S. House of Representatives, and that is an odd number, which means that there would be a majority vote, assuming that it's only them two who they're voting for, no third party at all. So, no one voting Kanye West or that crap. So what it also means, though, is in each state, not each representative has one vote, because it's based on the party majority. So let's, for example, there is U.S. representatives from Maryland, which have 7 Democrats and 1 Republican. So that would go to the Democratic candidate. A vote among U.S. representatives from Florida, which has 13 Democrats and 14 Republicans, would probably go to the Republican candidate. Critics say this, so people say the system, it's vastly disproportionate, or that's also just, it's saying that it is not appropriate for this. So basically, the vice president would also be chosen by Senate in the case of a tie. So this means that the U.S. could have a Republican president and Democratic vice president, which honestly, I'm totally against that. I'm 100% against that. If it's Trump and Kamala Harris, go for it. Trump is gonna fire Kamala Harris in one way or another. If it's Biden and Pence, I'm not all for that, because Pence won't be able to do anything with Biden there. But if either the Senate nor the House, they can't pick anyone, then the Speaker of the House would become the president until both members of the Congress, the Vice President and President, until the Senate and the House, until they decide on the two people, President and Vice President. We could have a Nancy Pelosi as our president. The worst. Democrats hate her. Republicans hate her. Everyone hates her. Because she is a absolute crap show. She's, okay. She's not good at this stuff. She's 80 years old. That's older than Biden, older than Trump. I don't know how she's 80. She doesn't look 80. Okay, I'll be fair. She does not look 80. But she is 80. Also, the Democratic Party, which, yeah, she's already not good. She's horrible, honestly. I'm just gonna say that they need to figure this out. That I'd rather have Biden than Pelosi, because at least Biden, he has a slight bit of common sense when it comes to things, when it comes to policies, when it comes to everything. He may be corrupt. You can argue that he's corrupt, but Pelosi's more corrupt. She's horrible. But at least Pelosi doesn't have any bad family ties. Biden does. Even though. Okay, sorry. So we had to swerve off topic for a second, but let's talk about the last presidential debate. My favorite to listen to. Trump, again, like Pence did, whooped Biden's butt. Trump was making the greatest points that he could have. There's this line which will go down in history as one of the best lines at a presidential election. Who built the cages, Joe? And when he asked that, a lot of people interpreted it as Joe Biden built those cages. No, it was not Joe Biden. It was the Obama administration, which included Joe Biden and Barack Obama. So not only did Trump just put Biden down, he also just put Obama down. So this means that Trump is playing this he's attacking Biden and Obama, which is something very smart, because he's attacking what happened before Trump was president. Was America good when Obama was president? Sure, you can say it was. It probably was for most people. I think, in my personal opinion, Obama is a little bit overrated as a president, because he is, to be honest, Trump did more in 4 years than Obama did in 8 years. To be fair, Obama didn't have any responsibilities to do in his last 4 years. He didn't have to do a lot, because he was guaranteed the next 4 years, so he didn't really have to do anything. So Biden tried doing some stuff, and Biden failed at everything. What did Biden do in the past 47 years? God knows what, because he probably doesn't, because Biden has done nothing. So, okay, so let's continue. Yeah, so Biden looked high once, so drugs. Or he looked like he was maybe on some sort of treatment for his dementia. I don't know if there is. He could have been on some sort of medical treatment. That's definitely a possibility. So he also was looking at his watch a whole lot. And when you look at a watch a lot, he's like, when is this gonna be over? When is this gonna be over? Oh, it's not over? Oh, okay. So then Trump took advantage of that, obviously. And Biden just looked steamed, exhausted. I understand that it honestly wasn't the best for Biden to have it. In my personal opinion, if the Democrats wanted Biden to have a second chance, because the Democrats were already losing. They've been losing since Trump first got into office. They should have at the very least asked, maybe start a little earlier, or maybe start, or do it the next day. Because if they had started earlier, he probably wouldn't have been as exhausted. There's all this stuff about, honestly, Trump getting COVID. It's ironic. It's not ironic. He's tried protecting. It's sad, honestly, that he had to get COVID, because what he's been fighting and what he's been trying to help the American people fight, he finally got it. And he got, and of course, he's the president. He's a billionaire, multi-billionaire. His net worth is over $5 billion. He probably has, in actual money to spend, he probably has over $1 billion. Obviously, he doesn't have all that money to spend, but he probably got very special treatment, very good treatment, which is very expensive, and most people can afford that. Personally, I would make it maybe slightly cheaper for some people to afford it, but honestly, you should not make it free, because even though we want free healthcare, or even people love private healthcare, I mean, right? Even though we want that, it's gonna make the U.S. lose a lot of money, and we can't sacrifice our economy, our money that we use for economy, just to save people. There's different ways that we can do this, and just throwing money on a vaccine, which might actually not work 100% of the time. It could work 80, 60, 80% of the time. That's not a good idea. So Trump's having a few. He had a few rallies today. I think he's gonna have another one right now in Wisconsin, or no, he's having in Minnesota. Sorry. Like I mentioned before, or I haven't mentioned this, but I kind of mentioned this. Trump's rallies are always packed with Trump supporters. MAGA masks, MAGA hats. Make America Great Again is chanted. 4 more years is chanted. We want you is chanted. When you go to Biden rallies, you don't hear anything. You hear Biden and people in cars. It's like a drive-in, I guess, when he has rallies, because so protective of COVID. He's not even wearing a mask. I mean, he's not even wearing a mask. When he has his rallies, there's almost no one you never see. There's maybe a few people, then you're gonna see some Trump supporters gathering around to just listen, to record things that Trump can use against Biden. I mean, I'm not record things, just listen to all this stuff. I mean, you almost never see Biden supporters at Trump rallies because they're scared. Okay. So we're gonna end the show soon, but there's one more thing I do want to talk about. It is about social media and Trump hatred. If you go on social media right now, you go to, video people like, go vote. All those advertisements and stuff, they're doing it just for money. I'm not saying you shouldn't vote. You should actually vote. But here's the thing. I'm not getting paid to say that. They are. So, difference, right? Obviously, a very big difference.
This is not an ordinary time, and this.
So, let me, okay, so, sorry. Yes, so Trump gets hate on social media for no reason, because he's apparently a bad man. Not a bad man, but what I want to do really quickly is play a clip. So, this was 4 years ago. Trump and Clinton, during their debate, Hillary Clinton was asked to say something nice about Trump, and Trump was asked to say something nice about Clinton. Let me just play one clip really quickly.
Respect his children. Incredibly able and devoted, and I think that says a lot about Donald. I don't agree with.
So basically, what you just heard was Hillary Clinton saying that she respects Donald Trump. She respects her kids. She didn't say that she respects him as a parent, that he's a good parent. She just said that she respects his kids. See, this is something very similar. They did not ask this question at the debate, where it was Trump versus Biden, but this is kind of showing you that this is somewhat of how Biden was talking during the debate, the third debate. This is kind of how the tone and the way Biden was talking. It's embarrassing for Democrats at this point. They can't really do anything. This is their final candidate, and now they're pissed off about this because they know they're gonna lose. Because Trump's gonna win. He's gonna win all the major states, no matter, even if they're little ones. I don't know if he's gonna win the smaller states. He's not gonna win California because California is heavily Democratic, especially by retarded Governor Newsom. But he will win a bunch of states. He had some rallies in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota. That I know of. Hopefully he can win all of those 3. I don't know if he already has won those 3, but he should win those 3. Hopefully. Anyways, yeah. Hopefully Trump wins. What I'll do is one more episode of the podcast before the election. Then I'll do a whole episode about 30 minutes, just recapping the podcast and maybe another topic. But thank you so much for tuning in to this podcast. It was very fun, and I will, and you guys will hear me later. If you have any questions, you can drop it down in the comments below. If you have any suggestions or you want to be a guest on the show, you can also drop in the comments. Just drop me your email, and I will send you an email, or you can send me an email. Thank you. This is Daniel Slobnyo. Alongside Politics, episode 2 is over, and adios. If you like this podcast, make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button plus the notification bell to be notified every time I post. And thank you so much. And I will see you guys and talk to you guys next time. Bye.